Something is happening right now, far beyond the reach of any rescue mission, far beyond the comfortable silence of our solar system. Something so dramatic, so violent, so urgent, that scientists can barely keep up with the speed at which it's unfolding. Because tonight, you're about to witness the slow, terrifying death of a world. A real planet, a planet that is evaporating before our eyes. A planet dissolving into cosmic dust as its star tears it apart piece by piece, drop by drop, atom by atom. And the most disturbing part is this: we're watching it happen in real time. But how is that possible? And why does this destruction feel like a warning? Astronomers first noticed it as a faint dimming, nothing unusual, nothing alarming. Stars flicker all the time, but then the dimming grew longer, deeper, unpredictable, as if something were blocking the light, but not in a clean, sharp way. Instead, it looked like a smear, a trail, a bleeding shadow stretching across the star's face. And when telescopes zoomed in, the truth became impossible to ignore. The shadow wasn't a planet passing in front of its star. It was the shredded remains of a planet, whipped into a glowing tail of dust and gas like a comet on fire. Imagine that. An entire world being burned into vapor, leaving behind a trail of smoke thousands of kilometers long. What would it feel like to stand on that surface, knowing the ground under your feet is literally melting into the sky? This doomed planet, known to scientists only by a cold catalog number, orbits so close to its star that 1 year there lasts just 17 hours. 17 hours to complete a full orbit, 17 hours to race around a blazing furnace powerful enough to boil whole oceans in seconds. The temperature on its surface? Over 2,000 degrees, hot enough to liquefy rock, hot enough to turn mountains into rivers of lava, hot enough to carve away its own crust like a blowtorch cutting through steel. And every second, that star is ripping more material off the planet, pulling it upward, stretching it into space. But here's the question scientists hate the most. How much time does this world have left before it completely disappears? We're not talking about billions of years, not even hundreds of millions. No, the countdown is shockingly short. In just a few million years, a blink in cosmic time, this planet will vanish forever. No explosion, no dramatic final act, just disappearance, a world erased, a ghost planet swallowed by the very star that once gave it life. But how did it end up in such a suicidal orbit? Was it pushed there, dragged there, or could something even stranger have happened? The deeper astronomers looked, the more disturbing the patterns became. The planet's dusty tail didn't behave like normal dust. It shifted in strange ways, changing shape from transit to transit, like it was alive, reacting, trembling under the pressure of stellar radiation. Some nights, the tail looked long and straight. Other nights, it curled, twisted, even fragmented, as if the planet were coughing, breaking, dissolving in spasms. What kind of agony does a world experience as it dies? And what does it mean for the planets in our own solar system? When scientists pointed high-precision spectrometers at the system, they detected something unexpected: atoms of magnesium, iron, and silicon drifting away from the planet like steam from boiling water. Not dust, not gas from some atmospheric layer. This was the crust itself, the literal surface of the planet, escaping into space. A vaporized world, the closest thing to a cosmic cremation we have ever observed. And the star, like an executioner without mercy, continues its work every hour, every minute, every second. But there was another discovery that shook astronomers even more. The planet was losing material faster than the models predicted. Way faster. It shouldn't be evaporating this quickly. Something was off. Something didn't make sense. Was the star flaring unpredictably? Was the planet already weakened by some ancient catastrophe? Or, this is the theory no one wants to say out loud, was there something else accelerating the destruction? Some researchers believe the planet might once have been much larger, maybe even a gas giant stripped down to its rocky core. If that's true, then this isn't just a dying world. It's the last exposed bone of a planet that already survived one massacre. First, its atmosphere ripped away, then its mantle eaten by radiation, and now, only a thin skeleton of rock remains, and even that is melting into the void. If this is what becomes of planets that drift too close to their stars, then what does it mean for exoplanets everywhere? Could this be the final fate waiting silently for thousands of worlds across the galaxy? But here's where the mystery deepens. As the planet evaporates, the dust cloud doesn't simply drift off into space. No, it forms patterns, waves, structures, as if something is shaping it. Some scientists think it's just the star's magnetic field. Others say it's radiation pressure. But a small group, the ones who whisper instead of speak, believe something else could be at play. Something hidden inside the planet's core. Something being released only now, as the planet disintegrates. Is it possible that the planet's destruction is revealing secrets buried for billions of years? Minerals never seen before? Exotic materials? Or even, something artificially created? Before you dismiss the idea, consider this. The dust doesn't scatter the way normal rock vapor should. It reflects light inconsistently. It warms up differently, as if it's not just rock. As if it's something that has structure on scales smaller than molecules. Something that shouldn't exist naturally. Could this dying planet be exposing a layer of its interior that challenges our understanding of planet formation? Or could it, just maybe, be showing hints of something much stranger? The star itself adds even more tension to the story. It's unstable, simmering with radiation bursts. Each time the planet swings in front of it, the dust tail reveals new turbulence, new violence. And every orbit, the tail grows thinner, shorter. The planet is shrinking, literally shrinking, a few meters lost every minute, a planet bleeding away into space. And as it shrinks, its orbit becomes even more dangerous. Gravitational forces tug at it like invisible claws. One slip, and the planet could begin spiraling inward, fast. If that happens, its final end won't take millions of years. It could take thousands, or even hundreds. Imagine that. A countdown accelerating in real time. But what scares astronomers most is not that the planet is dying. It's that this might be the most extreme example of a process happening everywhere across the galaxy. Stars devouring their planets, worlds getting too close, too reckless, too unlucky. And each time a planet dies, it leaves behind clues, dust rings, debris trails, chemical fingerprints. We're only now learning to read them. Could it be that the galaxy is filled with ancient planetary graveyards we've never noticed? And if so, what does that mean for planets like Earth? Here's a chilling thought. What if some of these destroyed worlds once held life? What if the dust we detect around distant stars is not just rock, but the ashes of civilizations, oceans, biospheres, memories? The idea seems dramatic, even impossible. But so did the idea of watching a planet dissolve in real time. And yet, here we are, as the planet continues to evaporate, its orbit becomes unstable in ways that physics alone struggles to explain. Some nights, the transit begins earlier than predicted. Other nights, later. It's as if the planet is lighter than calculations allow. As if part of it is missing, disappearing faster than the models anticipate. Are we watching natural physics? Or something rewriting the rules as we observe it? Every new observation brings more questions. Why does the tail sometimes split in two? Why does the dust occasionally pulse in brightness? Why does it sometimes appear thicker, as if new material is being expelled in bursts? Is the planet cracking apart internally? Is it venting, or is the star interacting with it in a way we don't yet understand? What force shapes a world's death so violently and so beautifully at the same time? And then there's the final possibility, the one no one wants to consider. If planets can evaporate this easily, could it happen here? Could Earth ever drift too close to the sun? Could solar expansion, in the distant future, begin stripping away our atmosphere, our oceans, our continents? Will our world one day mirror this dying exoplanet? Its mountains melted, its crust vaporized, its final remnants drifting away like smoke in the cosmic wind? The more we observe this planet's death, the harder it becomes to ignore the final question echoing through every conference room, every telescope lab, every late-night discussion among astronomers who can't sleep. Are we watching the future, or just a tragedy happening far away? But the story of this dying planet grows darker the closer we look. Telescopes trained on the system have noticed something no one expected. Something that feels almost impossible. As the planet shrinks, its orbit doesn't simply decay. Instead, it wobbles, slightly, subtly, but undeniably, a tiny oscillation, like the planet is struggling to hold itself together, fighting a battle it cannot win. Scientists have tried to explain it using magnetic fields, radiation pressure, even tidal forces, but none of the models fully match the data. Because whatever is happening there, it's not simply a planet falling apart. It behaves like a process, a sequence, a progression, as if its destruction is unfolding in stages. What force destroys a world with such precision? And why does it feel like we're witnessing more than just a gravitational accident? Every new observation reveals another layer of mystery. The dust cloud sometimes thickens abruptly, as if the planet is shedding material in sudden bursts, like a dying creature gasping for air. Other nights, the tail becomes thin, barely detectable, almost as if the planet is holding on. just for a moment, before another violent outpouring begins. The cadence is irregular, unnatural, almost emotional, but how can a planet show rhythm, struggle, or desperation? Unless something inside it is collapsing in pulses, releasing catastrophic amounts of heat and pressure? Could we be watching the planet's core shatter in slow motion? And then there's the light curve. In astronomy, a light curve is supposed to be predictable, clean, mathematical, but this one isn't. It flickers like a signal, a pulse, a message. Wave patterns appear, disappear, then return stronger than before. It's as if the dying planet is draped in a constantly shifting shroud, reshaping itself minute by minute as its surface melts, boils, and vaporizes. Some scientists insist it's just turbulent dust, but others, quietly, suggest something more provocative. What if the destruction is exposing layers of the planet that were never meant to see starlight? What if we're watching materials from the deep interior burst outward, creating signatures unlike anything known? When the James Webb Space Telescope pointed its mirrors in that direction, the analysis revealed something astonishing. The dust drifting off the planet isn't uniform. It contains grains of varying sizes, some microscopic, others surprisingly large, almost crystalline. Crystals forming in the middle of a cosmic inferno. Crystals that shouldn't survive temperatures hotter than molten iron. But there they are, reflecting starlight like glitter in a furnace. Why do they exist? What do they mean? Could they be remnants of the planet's mantle? Its core? Or could they be something far stranger? Structures formed only under extreme pressure, only in environments we have never directly touched? And then came the discovery that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Certain elements in the dust cloud aren't just unusual, they are rare. Almost impossibly rare, elements that normally hide deep inside planetary cores, where pressures are unimaginable. Yet here they are, floating freely in space, as if the planet is being unwrapped, layer by layer, exposing its deepest secrets. What kind of violence tears a planet open so completely that even its core materials escape into the cosmic wind? This raises a disturbing question. How massive was this planet originally? Could it once have been a super-Earth, a giant terrestrial world that wandered too close to its star? Or even a Neptune-like planet that had its atmosphere burned away long ago, leaving only the naked core to suffer this final, brutal fate? If so, this isn't just a dying world, it's the fossil of an ancient catastrophe, slowly being erased by relentless radiation. But what event pushed it into such a fatal orbit? A collision? A gravitational betrayal from a neighboring planet? Or, more ominously, did the star itself pull it inward over billions of years, like a predator stalking its prey? There's a grim elegance in the way the star consumes the planet. Gradual, methodical, inevitable, as if it has all the time in the universe, and the planet has none. But the more astronomers observe, the more they realize the destruction is accelerating. The dust tail grows thicker with each passing year. The planet dims faster. The evaporated material spreads wider, spiraling outward in delicate, ghost-like arcs. Could we be witnessing the final century of this world's existence? The final decade? Could this planet vanish within the lifetime of modern astronomy? Think about that for a moment. Humanity has existed for only a tiny fraction of cosmic history. Telescopes have existed for even less. And yet, by sheer timing, by sheer cosmic coincidence, we are alive at the exact moment a planet is dying before our eyes. How many billions of planets have been destroyed without anyone watching? How many have disappeared silently in the darkness, with no witnesses to remember them? Why this one? Why now? And what does the universe want us to understand from this cosmic tragedy unfolding in real time? But the story doesn't end with destruction. As the planet dissolves, the dust forms a wide arc around the star. A temporary ring, a signature of death, and this ring could contain information far beyond anything we've ever studied. Because inside that dust are clues to the planet's geology, its history, its birth, and its violent end. Scientists believe that by analyzing this vaporized material, we could learn what the insides of distant planets are made of, something we could never do otherwise. This dying world, in its final moments, might reveal secrets that reshape our understanding of planetary evolution. But at what cost? Are we learning from tragedy? And does the universe always teach its lessons through destruction? Some simulations show that the planet may eventually cross what astronomers call the Roche limit, the boundary where tidal forces from the star become so strong that the planet will tear apart completely, fragmenting into millions of pieces. If that happens, the star might develop a bright, shimmering ring made of the planet's remains, like a cosmic tombstone circling the very thing that killed it. But it could also trigger something even more dramatic. If enough material falls into the star at once, it could cause a temporary brightening, a cosmic flare, a flash announcing the planet's final breath. Imagine that. A star flaring in brilliance as it digests the last pieces of its companion. Yet the greatest mystery remains unsolved. Why does the evaporation rate vary so chaotically? Why do dust pulses appear irregularly, almost rhythmically, like a heartbeat out of sync? Some researchers propose that the planet could be rotating unevenly, exposing different regions to extreme heat. Others speculate massive volcanoes could be erupting under the crushing gravity, blasting material straight into space. But there's a more exotic explanation, the idea that the planet's interior is undergoing catastrophic phase changes. That as the core becomes unstable, it releases enormous bursts of energy, explosively vaporizing layers of crust. If this is true, then we're not watching a smooth decline. We're watching a sequence of explosions, each one ripping away part of the planet's body. Each one a silent scream across the void. And then, there's the theory almost no one wants to put into print. Some astrophysicists wonder if the planet might be interacting with an external force we haven't identified yet. Something invisible, something powerful, something altering the orbit, accelerating the loss, disrupting the dust. Could it be a magnetic anomaly? A dark matter concentration? A gravitational ripple from an unseen companion? Or could the star itself be hiding a second object, a faint and small stellar partner, creating a tug-of-war that dooms the planet? What invisible puppeteer could be pulling the strings of this cosmic tragedy? When we zoom out, far out, the resemblance becomes chilling. This system looks eerily similar to white dwarfs that devoured their planets, leaving behind debris rings. It resembles systems where once thriving planets spiraled toward destruction after losing gravitational battles. Could this be a preview of our sun's distant future, when it expands and begins consuming Mercury, Venus, and, eventually, Earth? Will our world someday leave behind a trail of vaporized rock, drifting through space like the last whisper of a civilization long gone? And if that happens, who will be watching us evaporate? What distant species, what advanced civilization, what alien astronomers might witness the slow, quiet death of Earth and wonder, what happened there? Did life ever exist? Were they watching their planet fall apart the same way we watch this one now? The symmetry is both haunting and poetic. A dying world thousands of light years away becomes a mirror, a warning, a prophecy carved into starlight. But for now, the planet still exists, barely. A shrunken ember of what it once was. An orb of molten rock with a tail of dust stretching behind it like a wound. Every hour, it loses more mass. Every orbit, it decays further. Every observation brings us closer to the moment when the planet finally slips beyond the line of survivability. Scientists estimate it has only a few million years left, but the universe doesn't follow our timelines. Cosmic events can accelerate, collapse can come early, and sometimes the end arrives long before anyone predicts. So we watch, we measure, we capture every photon of its fading existence. Because we might be the only witnesses this planet will ever have. The only consciousness to see it die. The only storytellers who can preserve its memory long after its final atom is torn apart. And with every new observation, one question grows louder, sharper, more urgent, echoing like a warning across the darkness. How many worlds must vanish before we understand the fragility of our own?